Hi! Welcome to
Meaningful Conversations.
I'm Senzi.
I'm Lele.
Yes. What are we talking about this week?
Today, okay, we've been talking about divorce.
Yeah.
So today we just want to make it a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Because the past two sessions were a bit heavy.
Intense on us.
Yeah. So today Senzi's gonna start with the questions, based on our experience still with a journey with the divorce.
Yeah. Okay, so Lily, you ready?
I think so. I don't know.
First question is: are you comfortable talking about your divorce?
Now I am.
Okay.
Now I'm comfortable talking about it to the right people. I just should go around telling people I'm divorced, but yeah, if it comes up, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And do you want to get married again?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There's nothing else.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, do you believe that you can spend your life with someone?
I do believe. I think, yeah. I do believe that I can spend my life with somebody. I think having gone through marriage and the divorce kind of gives me confidence to some degree that I've seen myself through the process, being a married woman. And I think I won't walk into it completely unaware of the issues that are in there. Also, however, there's also maybe I might have baggage, but I think I look forward to it. I think I do see myself married and happy, and me and my partner, whoever it will be.
Okay.
I'm excited just thinking about him, even if I don't know him.
Okay. I can't.
So let me ask you those first two questions.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable talking about your divorce?
Yeah, like you said, to the right audience. I see it as a learning curve. So, if I've been given an opportunity to share my own story with, like we're doing. I see it as an opportunity to teach. Yeah. So yeah, I am comfortable.
Do you want to get married again?
Absolutely. Sorry for Mari. It was quite expressive. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think it shows how ready I am to get married. Yeah. I'm ready. Yeah.
Do you believe that you can spend your life with someone?
I do. I've learned that it is about commitment. There's a lot of uncertainty, and marriage is an uncertainty. Everything in life is an uncertainty. And like we have stated, we base our lives based on, the guidelines that we get from the Bible, because, we are believers in a path that has been set for us by Jesus. So having learned that, it means that as much as, yes, that is a desire that I have, and I will add, God willing, to that. But yes, I'm ready to spend my life with somebody.
How do you feel about your ex?
We're good. He's the father of my children. We are good. If you watched the last video, we spoke about the fact that, forgiveness played a very huge part in us having to relate, and especially for my part. It's a decision that I made for myself. I don't necessarily know how he feels about everything, but the decision that I made is that we are going to have a good relationship, especially for our kids. So I'm cool. I'm cool with my ex.
Awesome. Okay, you can ask me.
That's the last question. How do you feel about your ex? Oh, no. Did you want the divorce? Oh, I didn't answer the question.
Did you want the divorce, my friend?
I didn't.
Didn't.
I didn't. I really didn't. But yeah, it was just, I like to make an example that I've made with you. Like, when you have a group power and then everybody in the group leaves. And then you are the only one left in the group. you don't have a choice but to just exit leave the group. So yeah, nah, I really didn't. But we didn't have a marriage anymore. You know, yeah, we didn't have a marriage anymore. And you? Did you want the divorce?
I'm sorry, guys. I had to laugh. You know, you get to a point where it's not like we're being insensitive.
Yeah, it's true.
I tell Senzi that, you know, the divorce process, especially for a woman, I don't know for a man because I'm not a man, it's such a humiliating process. Yeah. And I tell people that it has helped me a lot because you just, every day you wake up, it's just humility. Even before the divorce happens, it's just humiliation. Sorry, not humility.
Yeah. But it will cause you to be humble. You'll be very humble.
So you just walk around being with so much humiliation that, you know, now that we're here, you know, we are able to laugh at it, you know, and because, you know, we have been helped to overcome and to heal, you know, by our Father, and to such a point that, you know, she can say that and I can laugh. You know, we do share some experience, so you're like, hey man, yeah, it was bad.
And then, too. You know, it's not easy.
So the question is, did I want it?
The question is, did you want the divorce?
I don't know it. I didn't want it at first. First I wanted it, sorry.
Yeah.
Then I spoke to people and they were like, because then it was a lot of emotions. And then I'm grateful for the people I had in my life. And they asked me really important questions that I needed to be asked at the time, you know. And so I figured, okay, maybe I don't want it. Maybe I do want to work at it, because the thing with it, they helped me realize that it's not something that is for 5 years. It's once you're divorced, you divorce forever, especially when you have kids. Like I'll have to have a relationship with that person for the rest of my life. And so then I was like, nope, maybe I don't want it. And then, you know, processes and procedures and whatever. And then life and more life and then
more life. It just keeps on coming.
I just figured that it's time, you know. It's time, and then now I'm here. So yeah, at first I wanted it, then I didn't want it, then I wanted it.
And the question is, how do you feel about your ex? Last question.
Wow, I respect him, you know, he knows that. He's the father of my son, so I honor him, you know, for that. And even as a human being, he's got a good heart.
Yeah.
He's got a good heart. You know. But I feel like, you know, I had issues, he had issues. It's starting to sound like a song.
Yeah.
It's official.
You know, and to add to that, I love what you're saying, Jorge. He's the father of your children. You can't, like, I feel like, you know, if you have to bash, sorry. Child. He's the father of the child. Yeah. But, you know, what I want to say, I forget, I'm children, I'm the mother, children, and the ex is the father of the children.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but what I love what you're saying, Jorge, you still have to honor them. Because in honoring them, you're honoring the children.
Absolutely.
Or the child.
Absolutely.
Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of things, obviously, that happens that will be impacting the child through the fact that you guys are divorced.
Absolutely.
But one of the, you know, them questioning their identity as, because, you know, we spoke about this, them questioning their identity, or, oh, if that guy is, you know, when you're going to hoi insults at their father, if that guy is that, I'm part of that, so therefore does that mean that I am that?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely. And we are mothering boys. You know, I have a son, she has 2 sons.
Yeah.
So whether I like it or not, my child when they're looking for identity or whatever, you know, a role model, they look to their father. You know, and like what you're saying, it's important how I treat him, you know, and if we're saying that what's best for the kids, that's also what's best for the kids. But also coming back to where we're basing our thinking and our, you know, perception issues, being the word of the father, is that you have no choice, but you know, even when you're in the pain and you harboring negative feelings towards your ex, even in that time, in that space, you know that the next step is forgiveness. The next step, I need to pray to forgive this person. You know, and it urges you to move towards healthy. You know, at the time, it does not feel like you're moving towards healthiness because it feels like, how can I forgive this person or whatever?
Pain.
But
Pain.
you know, in retrospect, I'm grateful that I went through the things that the word forced me to go through.
Yes,
you know?
that's true.
And one of those things, sort of the after effects of that, is me being able to honor and respect and care. Yes, I care about him.
It sounds weird, but you do.
I care about him. The father of my son, you know. So it seems weird, but the thing that brought me here is that book and my fear and my relationship with my father.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have having said that, I have a good relationship with him.
Yeah.
Most of the time, because we are human beings, though. Yeah. So yeah.
If I can just add to that, to everything that has been said, there are different elements that come into a divorce that you are not told about. When you are going through it, because the onset of it obviously is unplanned. You know? Like you're like, oh, and then I'm gonna be getting divorced, so I should prepare myself in this and that type of way. Do you know what I mean? What are the things or lessons that you learned? Whether it has to do with your child or family, you know, what are the things that you learned that you feel probably if there could have been someone who would probably guide you through it, it would have been, it would have made that process maybe not be as painful, or it would have made it a bit more easier. You know, there'd be an easy way. Obviously, it's not easy to be divorced and whatever. But, you know, what are the things that you have learned that you were not ready for and that were like very harsh? And also if you could have been able to advise yourself, you know, or have someone advise you when you were going through that, when you came to the realization of that, what would that be?
Oh, there's a lot of things, but what springs to mind now is the loneliness, you know. I felt lonely. Well, it just came back to me. I felt lonely to such a, you know, when I talk about humiliation, it's one of those things. And when I say humiliation, not because of loneliness per se, but because you are in a space where you don't have access to the person that you used to have access to. And you are looking around and you're like, you know, it's only starting to dawn on you that you are alone, you know, and you cannot miss anyone else except that person that you are you are being detached from. And why I say humiliation, because I remember feeling like, oh God, I could just call him and be like, can you please just take me out? You know, because it was clear I don't have access or right to be with anyone else, like you know at the time. I think it's one of the things that I grappled with that was quite intense. You know, it was, you know, last week we spoke about those inner conflicts. It was just one of those things where I felt like I feel lonely, and I felt ashamed for feeling lonely. I felt like I shouldn't be feeling lonely, but it was a fact. And not only from him, but because everybody else outside is not experiencing what you experience. And also in marriage, not everything, you don't tell people everything. People when you explain why you are having a divorce, if you have to tell somebody, you can't tell them everything. It's impossible. You know, some people maybe can, but like some people will be like a financial issue, I don't know, you know. But for me and probably you, from a background that we're from, by the time you decide, that idea just comes in here. It's like, yo, so much has already happened, you know. So for me, that was it. I felt lonely because I felt like everybody else had an opinion about what I was going through as well.
Yes.
My family, my mother, my mother-in-law. I love them all, but
And I think they were trying to help
my
in their
brothers.
own way.
Absolutely.
Because they also do not really have an idea on how to really deal.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was intense, and also just the pain. I think one of the hardest things is the pain is not just yours. You know, it causes amazing pain to a whole lot of different people, guys. And I knew, like at that time, I understood why the Bible says the Most High, you know, hates divorce. Like I just felt like I get it now.
Yeah.
And you, my friend?
I think one of the things that I was not ready for is how I think it's very painful how a person that you decided, or okay, you know, you exchange the vows, and it says through sickness and health and through everything, and you are still holding on to the vows, and it's like you have to remind them that remember the vows, you know, and it's like you're the only one that has inherited the vows, you know, and inhabiting them, and you're thinking, remember when we were standing and then we were making those vows? You don't remember the vows?
Yeah, this was supposed to be light,
you know. The vows, you know, I think because I kept on grappling with that because, you know, because of the fact that, yes, you know, I'm a principled person and stuff like that. And my take was that, you know, you go through stuff in marriage, but then you work things out. You know, so you grapple with that. You grapple with the fact, Jahore. But you know, we had an agreement. You know, like for me, the whole agreement issue, you know, because it's like I'm expecting you to honor the agreement that we had. You know, and yes, maybe there has other you both. You know, to get to the point, there are parts of the agreement that have been broken along the way. But it's like the biggest one of them all. Like you're not even going to try. And so I grappled with that. I really did, and then I realized, what I can't control a person. I can't control what they want to do and what they want out of their life. I can only control what I feel. Do you understand what I mean? I can only decide for myself to be a good mother, to be a good person, to be on this path that at the time I was uncertain on what it actually is. You know, and to tell the truth, I'm still, you know, on the path. But there's a peace that comes with existing in your truth, and how God created you, and how He meant for you to function. And now in hindsight, I see it as actually God actually putting me into a place where it's like, yeah, it's exactly, you know, that you don't even know yourself, and yet here you are trying to figure someone else out, you know. And that obviously then, you know, pushed me into a space of having to really go into a space of having to figure myself out. Or who am I really? What am I here for really? You know, not running away from traits that actually just get magnified by marriage. Because, you know, marriage magnifies who you are. So yeah, those are the things that I learned. And yeah, anything else you want to add?
No, I just feel like it's just divorce, marriage. They are interesting topics, and we're still gonna be on this journey with you guys. Maybe after this, then we would go into the marriage because we remember the divorce more because it's more recent than the marriage.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening, guys, and
Thank you
for the comments and for subscribing. And yeah,
comment, like, and share.
Share.
You don't know who this could be helpful
For
for.
what?
There was a time when I also, wished that I could be able to gain or get access to such material, but a person that could have, gone through what I have experienced. And if you happen to watch this video and you're currently going through it, drop a comment there on what you're actually facing, and we will try to our recollection. And we're not experts, like I've stated before. We'll try to help, um, however we can, where we can. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been real.
From Lele and
Senzi.
Meaningful Conversations, signing out.
Bye.
Bye.